Hello, yes, it's Tonya again, the Money Making Mother, and today I'm doing a presentation on a business which some of you may well be familiar with. It's called DirectPayBiz, and as I said in the title there, are you ready to make money? Okay, that's me there if you don't know what I look like. But DirectPayBiz has been around for a little while now, and as I said, many of you may be already familiar with it, have seen it in the past, maybe you've even joined it in the past, and for whatever reason you haven't really kind of got very far in that business. But DirectPayBiz is a great business. It's also a great feeder program as well, which is how I'm using it. And as the title says there, it is the easiest money that you can ever make. Now, I've put on here the old DirectPayBiz, and there's a reason for my stating that, and that's because we're going to be looking at a slightly different strategy in a second. But the old DirectPayBiz used a 5x4 matrix. Now, if you don't know what that is, that essentially means that you have 5 people on your front line. So you need to refer 5 people who then go on to refer 5 people, and so on, 4 levels deep. In total, this would mean that your matrix, once you fill it, would have 780 people in there. Now, potentially you would have generated a lot of money through this business. It starts off at $9, but the total earnings was over $500,000. Now, I have worked with a number of different programs, and you know, even with, say, feeder matrix, which is by the same people, you get 4 people for that, and even at $1.75 some people still struggle to get 4 people. So you can imagine trying to get 5 people at $9 for some is just nigh on impossible. So what tended to happen is that you just have kind of half-filled matrices, not even half-filled, kind of partially filled, and then people wandered off when they caught sight of something else which promised you know, easier pickings, I guess. So it wasn't easy for some people to achieve to get those first 5 people. But in essence, DirectPayBiz is a very good and straightforward business. Like I said, it's by the same people who do feeder matrix. And what would happen at each level as you upgrade is that there is another training program, a digital downloadable product that you can unlock at each level. So that's what you're paying for each time you upgrade. Now, the new DirectPayBiz, this is where we actually use a slightly smaller matrix, which actually makes it far more achievable for more people. So with the new DirectPayBiz, what we're doing is using a 2x4 matrix strategy. Now, it's very important to point out that the system hasn't changed. If you go onto the DirectPayBiz website and you join, it will still have 5 frontline positions available for you to fill. What we are doing in the new strategy is we are only filling 2 of those positions at a time. Okay, this is so much easier to do than trying to find 5, and it's quicker. Okay, it's so much quicker. Now, phase 1, and again, like feeder matrix, it's broken down into 2 phases, both with a 2x4 matrix. Phase 1, level 1, you pay $9, and you would actually receive 2 payments at that level from obviously the 2 people you refer into the business. At level 2, when you upgrade, that's $15. Now at that level you would also receive 4 payments from those people who are on your second tier when they upgrade to level 2. Level 3, when you upgrade to level 3, that's $30, and when you're at that level you would get 8 people paying you who are on your third tier. When they upgrade to level 3, they will be paying you $30, and then you have level 4, which is $60, and at that level you would have 16 people paying you for their level 4 upgrade. Okay, total earnings, phase 1 would be $1,278. That's how much you would generate, and that is on a matrix that just consists of 30 people. You heard me right, 30 people, not 780, 30 people. So for some people have actually, referred more than 30 people in another business. You come into something like Direct Pay Biz, and you could be kind of completing your matrix in next to no time. So I think this new strategy makes it a lot more appealing to many more people. So as we continue, phase 2, here we have level 5s through to 8. And again, it goes back down to a 2x4 matrix. So level 5 is $100 to upgrade to level 5, and you'd receive 2 payments at that level. Level 6 is $200, and again you would receive 4 payments of $200 from those people who are actually on your second tier when they upgrade to level 6. Level 7, that will cost you $400 to upgrade to, and you would receive 8 payments of $400 at that level. And finally, level 8 is $800, and you would receive 16 payments of $800 when those people on that tier upgrade to level 8. And the total earnings for phase 2 is $14,000. The grand total, once you complete phase 1 and phase 2, is $18,278. And remember, this is from getting 2 people, everybody getting 2 people. It's not that difficult, and at only $9, it's a very achievable amount of money. Now, what I'm doing with Direct Pay Business with this particular strategy, as I mentioned at the very beginning of the presentation, is that I'm actually using it as a feeder program. Okay, and a feeder program is basically when you start off with a lower cost program so that people can leverage their profits and join another business that has a slightly higher cost for them to join. And that's what I'm doing with Direct Pay Biz and Ultimate Cycler. Ultimate Cycler costs $25 to start. It's not a lot of money, but for some, I appreciate $25 from a weekly budget can be quite a chunk. So what we're doing here with Direct Pay Business is that you start at $9, you work your way up, you get your 2 people, and actually I coordinate that. I don't say that I fill the positions for you, but I coordinate where people get placed to ensure that you only fill 2 positions. Okay, it's very, very important. So once you've received your level 2 payments from your 4 people, okay, which will give you $60 in total, you continue to upgrade in Direct Pay Business as usual, but you would also take $25 from your profits, and then you would join my project cash flow team in the Ultimate Cycler. So essentially what you're doing is creating 2 income streams, 2 very lucrative income streams for just $9 one time out of pocket payment. Okay, and if you've seen any of my videos about the Ultimate Cycler, you will know that offers pretty much an unlimited income. So it's a fantastic way of being able to come in at a lower level cost wise, maximize the profits that you're generating, and then create another income stream. Also, Direct Pay Business is a very good business to jump into if you're coming from feeder matrix, because it's only $9. So if you're in the feeder matrix at the moment, you've earned some money, I would definitely recommend Direct Pay Biz as your next project to kind of jump into. If you're in my feeder matrix team, definitely get in touch with me so we can get you sorted. So as it says there, this is the web page for directpaybiz.com, and as it says there, in just 8 weeks you could easily have more money than you ever dreamt possible. And it's so true, but it's very true for those who go to work. If you join and just sit there and do nothing, yes, you'll get there eventually. I couldn't give you a time frame, but if you're like me, you don't like to base your business on what others are or aren't going to do. I just concentrate on what I'm doing, and that really is to maximize my income as quickly as possible, and supporting my team members to do the same. So how do you how do you actually get on board and join me and my team in DirectPayBiz. I have set up a group on Facebook, a support group, which I always think is very important, that there is some kind of focus for the team, and also because we are working to a particular strategy. Now my screen's going crazy. Because we are working to a particular strategy with DirectPayBiz, and it's so important that people are only getting 2 people joining under their links. It has to be coordinated, because the propensity for kind of accidents to happen and suddenly you've got 4 people on your front line, and that's not what you want, because then once you get 4 people, they have to get their 4, and so on and so on. Okay, you want to get the 2, so it's very important that your efforts are coordinated through a central point, and that's my role essentially in the team, is to coordinate and actually allocate people according to who they've said has referred them to the group, and so on. But if you want to get started, and I suggest you get started ASAP, you can request to join my Facebook group, and I'll put the link down below in YouTube. You can also message me at my Facebook business page, which is the Facebook URL followed by /moneymakingmother. You can also email me at moneymakingmotheruk@gmail.com. You can message me here via Google Plus, which is the same thing as YouTube, and I'll respond back to you. But whatever you do, just make sure you do it now. As the saying goes, success loves speed. This is just $9, one time, out of pocket. I have only just recently started this group, and my phase 1 matrix is almost complete. Movement is very quick on my team. So like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me, whatever way is most convenient. And if you decide you just want to get started, just come along to the Facebook group. There will be a Google document you need to complete to register, to say that you're ready to join and you've got your $9 available, and I will allocate the join-in link to you ASAP. So once again, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out to listen and watch this presentation. Please subscribe, like and share, so that you can stay up to date with whatever it is I'm doing, and I hope you find this information very useful. So take care, God bless, thanks very much, bye bye.